Coding, coding, coding. Everybody talks about coding, including myself, and how beneficial it's for our brain and wallets. But you're probably saying, Natalia, I've tried it, and you know what? I hated it. It's for sure not my piece of pie, but I still want to get into the technology industry. Is it even possible to get there without coding skills? Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Natalia. I'm a cloud and DevOps engineer, and today we're going to discuss roles that don't require programming coding skills and what kind of money you can expect doing this kind of jobs. On a side note, I don't want to waste your time. Please use timestamps in the description section down below to get to the information you need. Let's get started. We solve problems, we build solutions. In order to do this, technology industry needs people with a wide range of skills who can create, design, build, improve, enhance, support, and manage it. The problem is that technology is moving so fast that what was built and working 17 years ago by all modern standards is not optimized, standardized, or can deal with the cybersecurity concerns or the volume of data the system has to deal with. And ultimately, it involves the efforts of many people. Probably the main caveat here is if you don't have exceptional communication skills, if you by nature prefer to deal with, let's say, computers rather than people, if you are not interested in dealing with clients, which can be clients that you are delivering project for, stakeholders that you need to interview, or all colleagues that you communicate on a daily basis, it's not easy to succeed in these roles. On the positive note, great communication skills can be developed and learned if you want to. My personal philosophy is you can learn anything because they're all skills. I'll share the most in-demand roles that don't require programming skills at all. We'll discuss roles, responsibilities, the average paycheck, and what you need to become one. Let's start from the roles which make your interaction with any application, website, social media smooth, intuitive, engaging, and interactive. Shall we? And yes, we'll start with UX UI designers. Their responsibilities, what you need to land this job, and money you can expect doing this job. Imagine you are planning a wedding. Usually you hire an event planner and a party decorator. An event planner is a person whose focus is on the overall experience of the guests and couple, where and how the main ceremony should be organized, where should the main attractions be placed, timeline, how can we guide guests seamlessly from one area to another. They think about the flow, ensure that everything is intuitive and enjoyable. Guess who I'm talking about? Yes, it's a user experience designer. And yes, there is much more to add to the description of the role, and I tried to give you a very simple analogy from my personal experience. To become a UX designer, there is not a strict educational path, but there are several common steps and skills that individuals often have. Many UX designers have a bachelor's degree in a related field such as design, psychology, human-computer interaction, or related discipline. However, some professionals enter the field with degrees in unrelated fields, relying on relevant experience and a strong portfolio. Here are the key responsibilities of UX designer. User research to understand the needs, behaviors, and preferences of the target audience. Creating user personas to represent different user segments. Defining the structure of content to represent a logical and intuitive user flow. Designing and defining how users can interact with the product, which includes creating intuitive navigation, responsive elements, and meaningful interactions that guide users through the experience. According to pay scales and Glassdoor, the median salary for UX designer in New Zealand in 2024 is 90,000 New Zealand dollars and around 100,000 in the US. User interface designer, party decorator in our context. This person is responsible for how everything looks. They pick the theme, choose the color scheme, arrange the furniture, pick decorations. Think of them as a decorator who makes sure the ambience of the party is visually appealing and goes well with the couple's expectations. It's important to note that some successful UI designers may not have a degree directly related to design. They enter the field through self-learning boot camps or transitioning from related fields. What often matters more to employers is the designer skills, portfolio, and practical experience. Regardless of the degree, building a strong portfolio is a must. It should showcase your strong design skills, projects, and understanding of design principle is crucial for landing a UI designer role. Continuous learning and staying updated on industry trends and tools are also key aspects of a successful UI design career. According to PayScale, the average salary for UI designer is $85,000 in New Zealand and from $85,000 to $95,000 in the US. Of course, you'll have to take into consideration that the same position can have different salary ranges depending on the state. Another interesting position is a technical writer. If you buy some gadgets, want to use some new software, it all comes with some sort of documentation. For example, I need to read a lot of technical documentation for cloud services to implement them correctly and optimize for specific needs. All documentation for services or products are done by technical writers. Many technical writers enter the field with a bachelor's degree or even with a mix of relevant skills and experience. However, having a degree can be advantageous, especially if it's in a field such as English, communications, journalism, or technical discipline related to the industry you want to work in. The median salary for technical writer is about 85,000 in New Zealand and about 85 in the US. It also depends where you work as a technical writer. For example, in Apple, this force gets in average $106,000 per year. It's also one of the jobs that can be done completely remotely. Let's talk about the business analyst position. Very interesting and lucrative job. I thought about the analogy and I think it's a really good one, especially if you love detective stories. Imagine a detective solving a complex case. The business analyst is like Sherlock Holmes, gathering clues, analyzing data, and putting together pieces of the puzzle. They investigate and gather information. Like a detective collects evidence, a business analyst gathers information from different sources, stakeholders, data, documents, to understand the current business landscape. Another activity, analyzing patterns. Detectives analyze patterns to solve a case. Business analysts identify patterns in business data, insights, processes, and performance that can lead to improved decision making. Interviewing witnesses, stakeholders. Detectives interview witnesses for crucial details. Business analysts conduct interviews with stakeholders, extracting valuable insights from different perspectives, and it helps to understand needs and challenges. Crime scene reconstruction, I like it. Process mapping. Usually detectives reconstruct crime scenes for clarity. Business analysts create process maps, reconstructing business processes to identify bottlenecks and areas for improvement. Usually detectives collaborate with forensic experts, specialized teams. Business analysts work with specialized teams too, such as IT or finance, to dive deeper into specific aspects of the business and draw comprehensive conclusions. Detectives also assess risk to prevent future crimes, crime prevention. Business analysts conduct risk assessments and propose strategies to mitigate potential risks in business processes. Business analysts have many other responsibilities, but today we discuss the key ones. According to PayScale and Glassdoor, the median salary for a business analyst position in New Zealand is about $95,000 and around $93,000 per year in the US. And the last two positions, project manager and product manager, which are often confused and used interchangeably. However, there are significant differences between these two. Let's dive deeper. I thought about the analogy for a project manager. And again, it came from a personal experience as a photographer. As a photographer, I was working at a few big weddings, and usually couples hire a catering company where the master chef comes with his team of skilled cooks to prepare a great culinary experience for this event. Let's look closer to the main responsibilities of the project manager in the context of this analogy. One of the most important responsibilities of any master chef is budget management, cost control. Usually the chef has a budget which is defined by the couple. A project manager controls project costs, ensuring that resources are used efficiently without exceeding budget constraints. Chef plans a menu, project scope. Similar to planning a menu, project manager defines the project scope and identifies tasks and deliverables within the scope that will be accomplished by the certain date. Team composition, resource allocation. A master chef selects the team member. A project manager allocates resources strategically, ensuring the right team members are assigned to specific tasks. Recipe creation, project plan. A chef creates a detailed recipe for each dish. A project manager creates a comprehensive project plan, breaking down tasks and settling timelines. Quality control, quality assurance. A chef maintains strict quality control to ensure each dish meets high standards. A project manager oversees quality assurance, ensuring that project deliverables meet predefined criteria. Chefs need to adapt changes in the kitchen, agile approach. A master chef is agile. Similarly, a project manager using agile methodologies adapts plans based on feedback and evolving project needs. Communication skills. Communication with the client and his team. A chef needs to communicate with different vendors, clients, and his team smoothly and efficiently. A project manager communicates project progress effectively, providing stakeholders with updates and insights. And he also updates his team on changes or timeline. The ultimate goal for a chef is a customer satisfaction, stakeholder satisfaction. Similarly, a project manager strives for stakeholder satisfaction, ensuring that project outcomes meet or exceed expectations. Project manager position is not the entry-level position, but if you are interested in this role, you can start as a project coordinator. Project coordinators assist project managers to deliver successful outcomes. Many project managers begin their careers by earning a bachelor's degree, as this is usually the minimum education requirement for the job. There are several areas of study you can choose from your undergraduate degree, but many aspiring project managers major in either project or business management. Having said that, I worked with a project manager and he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts and was absolutely brilliant at his job. Throughout their career, they take various courses and obtain certifications related to their area of expertise. Some project management courses are specialized to a specific area, such as risk management, business analysis, or strategic management. How about the money? What do they get? According to PayScale and Seek.co.nz, the median salary for a project manager position in New Zealand is around $110,000 and around $120,000 per year in the US. And the last role, very interesting, and you might like the analogy or might not, because there are no straightforward description of this profession. Product manager and what he does. Think about your favorite film director who is in the process of creating a blockbuster movie. The product manager in tech is like the film director, responsible for bringing together a cohesive vision, guiding the development process, and ensuring the final product resonates with the audience. Vision and concept. Film script. Similar to a film director envisioning the script, a product manager conceptualizes the product, defining its feature functionality and overall purpose. A film director collaborates with stakeholders, film production team. Stakeholders are various professionals like actors, writers, cinematographers. Similarly, a product manager works closely with cross-functional teams, including designers, developers, and marketers. Creative direction, product design. A film director provides creative direction for scenes and visuals. A product manager influences product design, ensuring it aligns with the overall vision and meets user needs. Project planning, film production schedule. Like a film director plans the production schedule, a product manager oversees project planning, defining timelines and milestones for product development. Budget management, film budget. Film director manages the budgets to bring the script to life. Similarly, product manager is responsible for budget considerations, optimizing resources for product development. Storytelling, product messaging. Film directors tell a story through visuals and narratives. Product manager crafts the product story, defining how it solves a problem or fulfills a need for user. Stakeholder communication, film promotion. During film promotion, director communicates the movie's essence. Product managers effectively communicate the product's value proposition to stakeholders, customers, and the market. Final release, product launch. The culmination is the film release. For a product manager, it's the product launch, where the vision becomes a reality and is introduced to the market. Okay, it's clear enough about responsibilities. How about what degree to get to become one? Let's say like this. Business schools as well as computer science schools are not for everyone, and for many reasons. One of the most prolific and successful product managers and entrepreneurs of all time, Steve Jobs, dropped out of college after the first trimester and never graduated. Of course, college or uni can help you to a certain extent, but rather than getting the correct degree right out of the gate, product managers build up their level of expertise over time by following a strategic plan for continuing education and upskilling. In other words, no school can shape a fully formed product manager. Instead, the role requires a self-directed path guided by continuous learning in many areas. And here is why. The best product managers often have to know more about their industry than anybody else in the company. In addition to that, they need to speak the language of developers, designers, engineers, and marketers. By the way, if you don't know, 5 the most successful and talented film directors also didn't go to film school. And I'm sure you know these names. It's Steven Spielberg, Stanley Kubrick, Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, and James Cameron. According to PayScale and Glassdoor, the average salary for a product manager position in New Zealand is $120,000 and around $140,000 per year in the US. Please take into consideration that compensation can vary depending on states, size of a company, and some other factors. I'm finishing my video and hoping you got some useful information. And if you're someone who decided to break in the tech industry, has lots of questions on what tactic to use, where to start, I highly recommend checking this video next, where I'm sharing how I pivoted and started my career in tech. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in this one.